What is going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. I am on River Somme, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of my strat that's been evolving on this map, specifically how to get out of your home spawn if you're on the attacking side. So I'm going to run over here and immediately use the live edge projector because it's going to be a while till people realize the punishment that this does to you. I don't think they're going to be aware of it for a while, so I'm dropping that down instantly, and it's just catching a lot of people off guard. I'm getting a lot of multi-kills already, so expect a lot of this to still continue even when it hits the base version of the game. So once I drop that, I'm jumping onto the machine gun over here, laying down some more fire, just some more suppression fire if I can, and trying to pick off any enemy players that I can get. I'm going to get shot here a little bit by a support class, but what I'm going to do is just drop some smoke in front of me to take out his view on me, and then I'm just going to keep laying some more fire onto him, as I have really nothing to lose because I have an infinite amount of ammo on this weapon here. So after I'm done laying a bunch of fire down, what I've then been doing, if my teammates are able to cap A, gonna run up over there, throw some more smoke, and grab onto the motorbike and push over to the left side. Now, if your teammates aren't able to cap A, I've already done it like once or twice already, where I threw some smoke as far as I could, and I made it over here right where the motorbike is, even with them having A, running over here, grabbing the motorbike, and just pushing out there as fast as I can. So that is an option that you can do if you're really desperate and you need to get out of there. But first, make sure you are dropping the live edge projector, and do make sure you're dropping some machine gun fire. That will definitely help your teammates out. So gonna push over here towards the left side, though a little bit out of bounds is fine, keeps you more out of their range. And there's a nice little pass over here to the left side of where the river kind of flows into a little stream there, and I'm just taking that route, and then I'm jumping off of it, not quite going all the way towards to E yet, giving my teammates some time to squad spawn on me, as well as if we have A, kind of coming up here towards the top of the hill and seeing if I can pick off some players that, you know, maybe some scout classes that want to get a good vantage point on my team pushing up past the river. So able to get a guy on one of the artillery weapons there, and then I'm just going to run over here and pick up the Villa, which is spawning at like around the 4-minute 420 mark. So normally every single time since I've been pushing out from A, I've been hitting it always almost like around the 4-minute time around here. So it's kind of timely, and something that I think is a huge weapon on this map, as this weapon for the attacking side is the most dominant weapon for your team, as the enemy team does not have a tank at all. So the Villa is not the weapon of choice to take out a tank, so not having to deal with a tank at all is something really nice. Even though there are other elite classes on the map like the Flame Trooper and the Tank Hunter class, it's still not going to you know, those aren't going to do as much damage overall as what the Villa could do. For the attacking side, defending side is a little bit different issue. They still have to deal with the British attacking side's tank. But again, I'm on the attacking side, focusing on that today, and that's what a weapon you're probably going to want to pick up. So it's going to take them a while here to figure out what I'm doing, as that unfortunate scout class kind of ran in front of me. But there's going to be more players that are going to spawn on to E. They're not really going to realize it yet, and it's going to, you know, take them some time. But what I've been noticing is when they do realize it after you cap E or F, whichever one you're pushing back here to get, their whole team, if they had A or kind of holding us down a little bit, they recapped A on us right now. We're trying to grab B, but, you know, they're holding us back over there. What they're going to end up doing is they're really not going to want you to grab their, you know, back flags at the very back part of the map, and they're all going to swarm over here and try to, you know, just recap these bases right here. So I would recommend, after you cap E, if you want to go over there, try to cap F a little bit, you can go ahead and go do that. Just watch out, because starting now after we cap B, they're really now, look at, they have all the other flags. They're now all going to want to push out over here, and that's like not a bad thing necessarily, because that's going to alleviate all that pressure down there by A and B and C trying to, you know, get your team out of the home spawn. You just want to adjust from this and be ready for it to probably start making your way back towards the A and B spawn areas. So because now it's going to be really open for my team to probably push. They're capping A. Look how fast they're capping A right now, and that's because everyone is now trying to spawn out over here, and they're more focused on the back part now by here. So fortunately we did grab F, so it's going to give my teammates some time to spawn over here, so that is helpful. It could, you know, turn the other way. You know, they could be more focused on the other side, but most of the time for me lately, they've been adjusting really fast to go recap F and E, and it's just it's been overwhelming to handle, especially with the Villaprosa, which is not much of a class to handle multiple enemies at the same time. It's great one-on-one. It is the superior, you know, class if you want to go one-on-one versus any type of infantry or other elite class in the game. But if you have to deal with multiple enemies, the magazine size for these isn't that great. So having to reload doesn't take you too long, and you know, by then you're dead. So gonna lay some fire down on that scout class. This is where I was kind of torn between which one I should do. The best thing to probably do in this situation is go maximize your mini map and see where your teammates are at. That's probably the best thing to do. This was my big mistake of the game right here, which was not looking at my mini map to see where my teammates are at, where the, you know, swarm is pushing at, and they're, you know, I'm gonna find out later that they're all gonna be over there by A. I'm not looking at the actual top of the flags right now to see that they capped A, they capped C, and they're about to cap B, and yeah, they're all over there. So that would have been a little bit helpful and would have helped me. Again, if I would have pushed back over here, I would have been safe. Would have kept the Villaprosa, and we would have been able to cap A, C, and B, and then been ready to do a pretty solid push towards D. So I'm trying to take out the pigeon that is in the air. You're going to see a little red dot on your mini map flying around really fast, and that is a pigeon. And you definitely want to shoot those, as those are pretty powerful right now. So right now you don't need to be resupplied to have it show back up in your inventory once you've used it, and it's only like, I think, like 50 seconds or somewhere around like a minute or something like that where it respawns back into your gadgets. So the scout class is something pretty powerful right now, and I would expect to probably see DICE nerf it a little bit and give it where you have to get resupply from a support class. I think right now they just want people to be able to test it out as much as they can, so that's why they just have it at that you know, regular spawn rate right now. But expect it to need support class to resupply you, and then probably you're gonna need they might reduce the amount of time it takes to get resupplied as well. It's definitely pretty powerful, and yeah, definitely will be pretty interesting to see how that one plays out in the battlefield now. So made a little bit of an error right there, being on top of those trenches. If they have D and you're up there over there where those trenches are at, where I just was, where the Villaprosa spawns in, it's usually a pretty good vantage point for a lot of scout classes or medic classes. They usually pick you off with a rifle, so you definitely want to watch out for that. Normally I'm kind of pushed more towards the left side, kind of where I was originally at the very beginning of the game on the motorbike, as the terrain generally begins to slant downwards and give you a little bit more cover, so it's definitely a bit helpful. Fortunately, I was being a little bit lazy this game, I think, and not really checking my corners as much, so it'll definitely probably help out a little bit more if I check my corners a little bit more, as well as get kind of a good feel on where these spawn locations are at. So got picked off, I think, a couple of times this game from me just on the kind of side view, but yeah, this is more of a path you want to more take a little bit more towards the left as the ground goes down. That will keep you safe, because again, those scout classes can easily see you, and it's a little bit of a hill over there by D, so they have definitely a good viewpoint down on you below here. So fortunately I was fine there, as my teams were able to cap D, and I think I see a scout class shooting in that cart right there, so I'm gonna run up there and finish him off really quick. But good to see, though, my teammates are out of the home spawn, as we're pretty much taking control of the map now. So again, watch out for that Levine's projected at the very beginning of the game. Definitely don't want to leave that, you know, not being shot out. Maybe if you have the chance and your teammates will run up to it, shoot it off immediately. You know, maybe you might want to wait a little bit to get all the enemy players to make sure they spawn on the A flag. You know, a lot of people want to be using scout class or, you know, their rifles, or even if they're using any other class. I mean, they're going to be forced to, you know, have to use their gas mask. They're forced have to hip fire, and you're going to be in pretty good shape then from there. So definitely want to then jump on the machine guns, lay down some fire, and then get onto that motorbike and push your way out over here towards the left side of the map. So I mean, for the most part, I've had success probably, I don't know how many times doing that. I think even when they didn't have the texturing on this map, I was able to get away doing that. I mean, again, if they have A, you can still try to lay those smoke bombs down and see if they can give you some cover. That will work for you. I don't see enough people using smoke, but that will get you out of that. If you can, you know, chuck it far enough where it can make it to the motorbike. But for the most part, you should be okay now. I'm gonna try to push back over here to E, and I'm gonna get away with a lot of stuff here. as I definitely should have died here multiple times, but doesn't turn out that way, as we're trying to push over here and cap the last of the capture points on this map here. But be sure to let me know down in the comments below what your guys' strat is to get out of the home spawn if you have a different approach. I have done a couple times already where I was using the scout class and using the pigeon gadget, and I was just spotting everyone. That was helping my teammates as well too. So if you're a scout class, and hopefully, again, we don't really know for sure if the pigeon is going to make it into the game itself. I'm going to imagine it is going to make it, as we've already seen it now in our testing phase on the CTE, but how it will show up, we'll see. How much they are going to nerf it, because I'm pretty sure they're going to nerf it a bit, as I'm going to get shot here on the left again. Like I had said earlier, I was definitely not watching my corners, but again, let me know down in the comments below what you guys feel about getting off the map at the very beginning part, what your strat is, what you guys are looking at to hopefully, again, make it something for people to hopefully glance at and get a good idea to hopefully help their teammates out. Because I'm already watching on the defending side basically both sides of the beginning playing field to make sure that if there are any, you know, motorbikes that are running around or anyone I can pick off the sides, kind of what I've been mainly focused on as the defending side, and that's been kind of holding them down for the most part. So I do think the Villa Pros spawns in like a 5-minute time. I'm not sure when I died. It was at probably the 7-minute mark, I would assume, if that's, or excuse me, the 8-minute mark. So yeah, I think I died at like the 8-minute mark. So yeah, I do believe it's a 5-minute respawn time as of right now, as it's kind of the usual rate for the Villa Prosa. And unfortunately, coming down below on this hill here, this medic class is going to lay like a couple of solid shots on me. I was trying to get right behind that shed there. I could just not get out of his view in time, and just kept laying shots after shots, finally make it out. And then I'm coming over here, I want to get myself healed, and I can't do that either. So I'm just going to kind of roll down over here where the little river is at, and just kind of regain my health as normally, and then push up to the side again. But from there on out, seems like we basically controlled the game from here. They had a hard time kind of getting themselves back. They were just enough around to prevent us from completely capping them on the map. But ever since we were able to push out from the home spawn, it seems like everything kind of switched to our favor. So was that because of motorbike push? I don't really know. Was that because I grabbed the Villa Pros? I don't really know. But when I do that, I am noticing that it does alleviate a lot of the stress there. I mean, at the end of the day, team balancing is very helpful. If you don't have a good team, no matter what you cap at the back here, the enemy players are going to recap it and control you back at the home spawn. But if the teams are pretty well balanced, I can't imagine this is not going to get you out of your home spawn. So again, I'm going to push over here towards the left side. I was going to think about going straight to E over there, but I'm just kind of going down the hill, and after I just gotten shot multiple times in the head by that medic class, figured I'd be better off just going down in the trenches. So the cool thing is I'm kind of excited. There's so much trench gameplay on this map that, especially with the Villa Perosa, I mean, you line people up in a straight line, this is when this gun is really maximized its full potential. So I think I have one situation where that kind of does happen on this map. I was kind of looking for more, and I will be on the lookout for that, as I mean, especially some places there by D. I've seen it already where, you know, they'll cap D and they're trying to make a push down the C, and they're all down in the trenches, and man, this is perfect. Perfect for you just to line them up and do some serious damage. So yeah, definitely going to be looking forward to the trench gameplay on this map, as it's going to kind of happen a little bit right here. I'm going to lay down my final my shots. Got a couple of them right in a row. That's the nice part of the Villa Pros, is if they're right next to each other, it doesn't take too much to finish off multiple players in a row. So that's where you want to kind of funnel them down if you can in this map. In some situations, it's interesting how it kind of flops back and forth though. So it can go really wide out there in the open over there by E and F, where you're not going to be probably in the best situation with this elite class. But if you move over more into more of a D or C area, we have that little bit of that house there behind me. There's a lot of trenches over there as well. So yeah, definitely want to keep probably a eye out on those areas that you want to cap, as those might change up maybe your success on that. So again, it's kind of figuring out more of the map, playing the map more, finding out what areas are going to favor you more with whatever gun you're using. As in this situation, I'm using the Villa Prosa, and probably again going to be the choice of kits I'll be looking forward to on this map. So with that to say, you still have the tank hunter class on this map. That will be pretty interesting to use. Definitely more on the defending side if they want to pick that up and take out the attacking team's tank as much as they can. That isn't too much of an issue for me, in my opinion, as usually I'm an assault class. I could jump on the AT rocket, but again, the AT rocket isn't going to be sufficient enough to take out that tank, and it's still the the strat of using the support class while repairing the tank is still a pretty solid strategy. So can imagine that was probably one of the reasons why they took off the original 2 tanks they had in the attacking team to only 1, probably because of that. I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't one of the reasons why. But yeah, it's definitely still a solid strat. So the tank hunter class can definitely continuously lay fire on the tanks that are pushing out. And from what I understand, I think they all spawn at the exact same time. So when they spawn with the Villa Perosa, you're going to find the tank hunter class and the flame trooper are going to spawn at pretty much the exact same time. So now, again, basically the rest of the game, we're just trying to hold them down from, pushing up anymore, trying to completely cap them. We weren't quite able to do that, but we, again, took control of the game completely, as I'm going to trying to get a good spot for me to flank behind them and get them off towards the side here. And again, they weren't able to really recover after we got ourselves out of A and the A spawn. So my teammate laid a mine, I guess, right there, which is a pretty that was the first time I've seen that. So again, they do have those little vehicles in the back where they can drive around with. So I mean, if you want to, I'm sure you could probably lay some mines down. You're only gonna need 1 to lay down. You could take out a few of the tanks, or excuse me, a few of the vehicles that or any of the vehicles that push out, really. So just lay down any mine, a couple of them in a row, give them some distance, so when you blow up one, you don't blow up the other one. And I'm sure you can hold them back from really pushing and making some last ditch desperate effort to get out of their home spawn and go behind you and cap A or something like that. So but yeah, it's basically, I'm going to finish up some more kills over here behind them. But that's basically going to wrap up the video for you guys today. Again, I appreciate you guys being here. Again, feel free to let me know down in the comments below what you're feeling about this map, especially with its post-texture environment that they've brought in now, and get more feel for how this map is going to be in the retail version. And it's definitely exciting to play this map. I think it's probably one of my favorite ones. I'm actually coming out and I think in the whole part of the game now. I think it's definitely a pretty cool map in my opinion. So, but again, appreciate you guys being here. I am Livin', and I'll catch you guys again later. Peace.